because you're fighting against one of the best beers in the world, and you need to take their markets to here. 네, 안녕하세요. 맥주입니다. 오늘은 프라하 소재의 크래프트 비어 마이크로 양조장에 와 있고요. 자, 오늘은 특별히 여기 양조사 게스트를 모셔가지고 체코 맥주가 어떻게 돌아가는지 한번 들어보도록 하겠습니다.
Hello, my name is Tomáš. I'm from Prague, from brewery Fracek. I have one of the three partners that's on this brewery, and we are meeting here in our beer bar that is called Bier&Friends.
Yeah, I love this place. It's not so far from this central station. I think 10-15 minutes walking.
Yeah, short walk. We are a small brewery. The concept is nomad brewery. We have our own recipes. We started brewing beer at home.
So it's called the Friends beer.
Bier&Friends.
Yeah.
I think it very well fits with our concept, with our group. Yeah, since 3 years, home brewing to a real small business. Now we are making bigger batches, trying to sell it in the market, go mainly on beer festivals, food festivals, trying to sell it in different bars, pubs, and this place, Bier&Friends.
I guess many Koreans have a lot of questions about this kind of business, especially in Czech, famous for beer. This is actually beer country. Na zdraví.
Great. Na zdraví.
Na zdraví.
Correct.
So we'll talk about then the beers in Czech. Of course, it's famous beers from Czech in Korea as well. Mostly like Pilsner Urquell,
Right.
Budvar or Kozel.
Yes.
So these are the major three beers that I guess all Koreans know.
Okay.
How do you think in this, for me, it's a niche market. It's a craft beer, small brewery amongst these huge, nice big breweries in Czech. How is the situation? How do you feel?
Definitely, I would say it's a separate market segment. Let's imagine in Czech Republic, there is maybe 500 to 600 microbreweries, all right?
Wow.
Quite a big number for a population of 10 million people, yeah?
Right.
And at the same time, these 500-600 breweries are fighting for quite small market share. I think it's about 2-3% only, because the 97 is occupied by the big players, right? So I think it's a quite tough environment in terms of competition. But at the same time, a lot of inspiration. It's really inspiring, and you can get really nice beers, because there is really a tradition of beer brewing in our country. So there is a lot of passionate people about it.
Czech people drink the most beer in the world. Like personal consumption per year is at the highest level.
That's true.
And for me, it's like they need to drink first like 97% of beer. And the rest 3%, they gotta try also craft beer. So it seems like quite tough market for me.
For sure. I think the volume is covered mainly by the big players. Czechs are traditional big drinkers. Even though the number of the yearly consumption is decreasing, we are still in the first place.
Yeah, I saw that.
The community of beer geeks is small, but I think it's growing. I think from my perspective, a nice potential. Open mind of more and more people in terms of beer, that it's not only lager, it's not only Pilsner Urquell or the traditional beers that we have in our blood, and that we explore new styles.
Right. People cannot drink only one beer. Like in Asia, people cannot be eating only rice, need something else, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I saw many other breweries also in Pilsen even.
Yes.
Also České Budějovice.
Right.
People need something new actually.
True, but big part of the population is still quite conservative, and that's why the big players still have their clear place in the market.
Quite interesting to hear that there's already big beer market, and you need to create like a different segment and to try to expand, because the situation is a little bit different in Korea, because beer is not a traditional drink.
Okay.
Usually we use beer actually just to mix with so-called soju.
Wow. Sure.
Yeah. To make a liquor and drink fast.
Oh,
so
okay.
Usually it doesn't follow so-called this purity law.
Oh, yeah.
Like we put some like rice, corn like, to make it cheaper, and put some strong carbon.
Okay.
Then it's easier to mix and tastes better. So the craft market in Korea is also expanding and trying to do something, but they are actually creating like entirely new market.
Right.
Because their competitor is like the other liquors.
Sure. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
But here it sounds interesting. You say that you have big also segment and trying to get into.
Right, we are trying to grow the small piece. But you mentioned purity law. Definitely, we are not so tight, conservative in this term. We are very open to experiment, putting in beer different ingredients.
Exactly, that's what.
More open than in Germany, if you mention purity law.
Yeah, and only the craft beers can make these creative beers.
Indeed.
So,
Cheers. Na zdraví.
Then we'll talk about what's good being in Czech to be a brewer in terms of the raw material.
Okay.
Because in Korea, most of raw material we must import.
Sure.
Like molds, mostly from Germany, it's the most expensive one.
Right.
We also can import from Australia. They're not
Alright.
so far from Korea. I mean, it's far, but still not bad. Or America, some other places, and especially hop. We just started making hops. Basically, you can farm in Korea because of the temperature, but it's not common.
Yeah.
So most of hops we import. So
Sure.
actually, except the water, we import everything, including the yeast. But I think it's a different story in Czech because it's a beer country.
It's a little bit different story for sure because we have local production, all the raw materials. Our country traditionally very nice production of hops, mainly hops that are suitable for lagers.
Yeah, like
Czech,
a
Czech
Saaz or
Saaz. And basically Saaz is the whole region in our country. Saaz hops are suitable for nice lagers. That's why our country traditionally is based on lagers. But of course we produce all the grains like barley, wheat for the malt. But you are right, if we want to make in the craft scene some special beers like IPAs or some specialties, we also use imported hops, mainly from America, from Australia, from New Zealand are very popular, and many other countries. Even like South Africa, so hop they are also imported in our country. In our country today, there is a lot of new hop, experimental hops. There is new varieties. But I would say many craft breweries are still using imported hops.
Okay. Then let's go back to the malt. I guess in terms of malt, you have enough in Czech, or you also import from somewhere else?
If I'm not mistaken, we are the country with the most of the floor malt houses. Floor malt house it means the traditional way of producing malt. You have a big space where you spread the malt, you dry it, and so on. Mainly Pilsner malt. True is that when you look for some specialty malt, you may be ordering these from, for example, in Germany. It's not far from Czech borders in Bavaria. So if you need some special roasted caramel malts and so on.
From I guess Bayerman.
Correct.
Yeah, because I saw everybody's using Bioman in Germany.
That's right.
Else. How about the water? I guess the water in Czech in general is quite good. I mean, it's light water, or let's say soft water.
Soft water, yes. Especially Pilsen is known about it.
Yeah, of course.
That they have a nice, suitable soft water. But of course, then it depends on the style of the beer you make.
Because I was wondering, because in Korea, Japan, the water is so soft. So if you want to make something like strong or dark, you have to change the water from to hard water, like the opposite way how the Germans are doing.
Right.
So how about in Czech? If you want to...
It depends. Make it harder or softer. Depends, as I said, on the style of the beer.
Do you have to actually write down specifically that you change this pH of the water, or it's purified water in your label? Actually, is it required?
In the label, no. Like from if there is a legal requirement for that, no. That's the label on the beer just need to contain main ingredients. It's good enough. Yeah.
Okay. So in Korea, you have to write down every single thing.
Okay.
So if you put additional like supplement to make it permanent fast, then you have to write down.
Okay.
What you did, like,
right.
And all the water, how you did, and everything is written. So it's funny that in Germany they write down only like Gerstenmalz, Wasser,
Sure. Yes.
and Hofen. That's it.
That's
but
it.
when you import this, we have a lot of more information.
I would say this is similar in our country, like in Germany. Yeah. Cheers. Na zdraví.
Na zdraví. frankly speaking, I had very little access to Czech craft beer. I think it's because of the big, good beers. For instance, 5 cups of Pilsner Urquell a day.
Yes.
And then I need to find something else. So if you have any recommendation that I may introduce to my Korean audiences, then once they come to Prague, they can find out and try.
Of course.
Yeah.
So if I should start with our brewery, I would like to recommend 2 beers. And you can find them easily in a Bier&Friends bar, which is just 10 minutes from the main train station. First would be our lager, because a good lager in your portfolio in Czech Republic, it's a must.
Of course, you cannot survive without good lager, being a brewer.
We really try to have this as our one of the flagship beers, or flagship beer. Lager, it's a must, and have a good lager, it's the basis.
So if you compare these tastes to, let's say, between Pilsner Urquell and Budvar, where it is?
Let's say traditional Budvar tend to be a little bit sweeter,
Lighter,
not that bitter, while Pilsner Urquell claims to be a little bit more bitter, and it's very popular. So our lager definitely combines Czech people like. That means full flavor, nice balanced bitterness, because beer without bitterness in our country usually doesn't work. We made it a little bit different than most of the other breweries that use a lot of the Saz variety hops. We use Czech hops, but the main hops that we use in this one is Harmony.
Harmony. Yeah, also about it.
Yeah. But if I should recommend something really that I would say I'm proud of and very special, is a beer called Guava Libre. For me, it represents the real freedom of craft brewing, because you can combine different ingredients. And in this case, we made an IPA, but with fruit. We used nice portion of guava, the tropical fruit.
Real fruit.
Real fruit.
Coming.
In form of puree and lime. So it combines IPA, full fruitiness, and slight sourness and bitterness at the end. And I would say
Sounds quite interesting.
this is really nice beer. If you want some recommendations from others,
other than here maybe.
I always say it's hard to say what's the best beer, because for me especially it depends on the mood. Today I like this, and tomorrow I like something different. We currently have on the tap beer from a brewery that is called Černý Potoka. Difficult to pronounce. Černý Potoka. And as I am a lover of West Coast IPAs, I can definitely recommend their Helion West Coast IPA. I think it's really fine-tuned and really nice beer.
Similar to classic West Coast IPA from
Absolutely.
Sierra Nevada.
Yes.
Sounds great.
It's really nicely made American style West Coast IPA.
Wow, so you can try this nice classical West Coast style in Czech. Wow, it's good to know that.
Thank you.
Naturally.
Cheers.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
For inviting me today. Děkuji.
Děkuji, není zač.
Yeah. So it was quite interesting for me to talk about this craft beer scene in Czech Republic. I didn't imagine how it's working and how people are thinking about, but here's already strong community support to this market, although it's very tough, let's say, to expand, because you're fighting against one of the best beers in the world, and you need to take their markets to here. But still quite challenging, but still very interesting.
That's correct, yes. I hope you enjoyed your time here.
Oh, yeah.
We tasted few nice beers, what we have currently on the tap. Definitely, I will be happy to see you again.
Yeah, of course.
Hope it's
I'll
not
take my family.
last time.
Okay, and this is the beer that you recommended as a West Coast IPA in Czech.
That's correct. Helion West Coast IPA from Černý Potoka. Beautiful, nice, small brewery. The beer is really fine-tuned, I say.
Yeah, very fresh and well-made beer. I can smell. But good. Well, then, thank you so much again.
Thank
And
you.
we'll see you later.
Thank you very much.
Na zdraví.
Na zdraví.